me. Generals gathered in their masses. Get out of the way.
Hello and welcome to Office Hours with Amber. Happy 250th birthday to America. In celebration today, I am wearing red, I am white, and a little bit of blue. There's a little white here, but you'll see my lobster earrings, and that's to designate me. I am lobster. We have celebrated America just a little too hard. I'm going to make sure that the audio is working. We're going to be off to the races. To Office Hours with Amber. Wow, my voice is very deep and sensual today, but that was weird. Anyways, before we get started, big news. Night Shift Energy. I haven't ordered them yet, but they just listed their new flavors. Wait, did they? They did. Oh my God, how exciting. Okay. Got to get the plug out of the way because I'm fiending. I am fiending for the new flavors. They're so good. Okay. Anyways, we'll get to whatever this is later. But yeah, the strawberry kiwi, the ginger blood orange, and the pomegranate raspberry. So today, because I am out of stock, I am drinking a little miscellaneous nonsense from the grocery store. I've taken my medication. I'm riddled out. I am going to be so productive in this hour, and we've got a lot to do today. Before we get started, or I'm sure when my mom arrives, I have a new button for her. It's not on my button board yet, but it sounds a little bit like this. Let's see if you can hear it. It's so quiet. I need to get a better button. But anyways, we now have a Donna button, a Donna chant button for Mama Donna. So just know, when she gets here, don't make it too obvious. But anyways, so to recap, last week we started exploring the concept of nested records in Airtable as they relate to outbounds and outbound details. Similar to if you are online and you have an Amazon basket and you have many different things inside of that basket. Those are actually two separate records that are connected by the order number. So inside of what I have found with the many moons of doing Office Hours with Amber is I'm great at intellectualizing and thinking my way through a problem. But as much practice as I've had in just failing and just doing it, I still struggle with that. So today I'm just going to be seeing how much can I accomplish in 55 minutes. Today I'm going to be trying to just bulldoze right into Softr. Softr is basically a kind of application builder. It's a really nice front end to a lot of back end. So back end would be like Excel, Salesforce, a database, things that house data. Front end is the cute user interface where you can touch buttons and fill out forms and review things. There's reports, and it's the less scary looking thing. And so with our clients, I've been trying to create a client portal that is just a little more touchy-feely and easier to kind of interact with, because the easier I can make it on our clients and the more intuitive I can make it for our clients to be able to give us the right information decreases the burden on our staff, increases the accuracy of the orders going out, and ultimately it's really cool. So today I'm going to be speed running that to kind of look back. Also, I've created a very silly tip feature for my streams. So if you want to, let me see if I can point at it. If you want to submit to Banjo's college fund, there's a link in the bio, but I thought it was silly. That goes towards just supporting my efforts with the stream and supporting Banjo's eventual, education. But anyways, last week, we explored this idea of kind of the intricate web of data that's required to be able to appropriately explain what kind of, what all data is important to be able to very efficiently describe what kind of outbound you need. Something that is unique to Good Trade Depot is that they have very many different layers of salability. It's not like grab this bolt or this screw or the screwdriver or this. It's take the components. It's kind of like a bill of materials that you have to kind of make the cake before you send it out. So, which is actually a good a interesting parallel that I could probably look into. How do other applications or ERPs handle bill of materials when someone asks for, can I have 16 screws versus can I have a desk that's built containing 16 screws, 5 bolts, and 3 pieces of wood or whatever. But anyways, this is about, I'm only giving myself a few more minutes to explain why we're here and what we're doing. And then I'm going to go pretty much nonverbal and then just dive into the sandbox that is Softr. So what is Softr? Basically, AI powered. It's, I don't like that. I don't like that it just goes right into the deep end with AI code builder. Basically, it feels like a website builder where you can have different blocks that interact with your backend data. But basically, it's functional business software, making client portals, internal tools, CRMs, whatever, without having to use a bunch of code. So really, if you think of front of house versus back of house, the front of house is like all of the staff that talks to the clients and, is super fun and cute, touchy-feely. And then you go to back of house and it's the chefs that are like putting shit together and like running around. And it kind of feels like back of house. Yeah, this is exactly what I mean. Front of house is Softr. Back of house is Airtable in this moment. Now, is this the most intellectually or professional applications to use? No, but as a small business owner, it's going to have to work. Also, Amber 20 for 20% off any of your orders. You said it, not me. Anyways, let's get some music and let's get to it. Let me move my Donna button and we're going to let's see what the music vibes of the day are. If anyone has tips on stream-friendly music playlists, send them over. Because Stream Kitty works for now, but it's also a little hit, a little miss. Royalty free. For anyone watching, did you do anything fun for the weekend? Any fun holiday plans? Let me get this going. Okay, let's see if this sucks. We don't need anything like too... We need a little upbeat. We're almost there. All of this? Not vibe. We're going back to Stream Kitty. Almost there. Almost there. Good enough. Okay. If the audio is... Let's confirm the audio before we are dissociated for the next 50 minutes. Good enough. Okay. If the audio is... The funny thing is, I like opened it and I was like, damn, Amber's so loud. It's like, that's kind of the point. Okay, we'll turn that up a little bit. And okay, if you have questions about what we're doing, feel free to throw them in the chat. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be kind of dissociating into this. The general layout and vibe of Softr is very similar to Airtable. So inside of this application, I'm calling it Peachy Sandbox because this is where I plan to do more. I have to build the bones of what it is so that I can copy paste that over into Good Trade Depot because I don't want to give out all of our, our data. The really great thing about Softr as well is that you can see what it looks like on a tablet and a mobile, whereas with Airtable, you have no jurisdiction to know what it's going to look like when it gets there. Additionally, so there's basically 4 layers. There's the interface, data, workflows, users. In Airtable, it's like forms, but forms seems to be baked into this part, so that's pretty good. But data also looks kind of similar to this, and I've got my PP sandbox. So this is where all of my data tables are going to kind of come together, which is nice that workflows lives inside of it. But still, I think the database section of Softr is a bit newer, or like within the last year. It used to be just connecting other data sources into, and they just included Excel and Salesforce apparently. It used to be only you had to connect stuff into Softr, but now they have their own database feature. Pretty cool. Okay, let's do it. How I've found what I'm going to do is I'm going to give their AI one fucking chance. I'm not fighting with AI today. I'm going to give it one chance. I'm going to describe what I want. And if it does not do it, I'm not mad. It's not mad. We're just going to start doing it from scratch. What I like about this in comparison to Zeit is Zeit seems like you only can use AI, which I don't trust. I like to be able to touch every little mechanism of it to make sure that I know what it's doing and that I can repeat what's going on. But anyways, without further ado, let's do it. Okay. This is just like the basic like blank thing that it gives you, which realistically we could just delete all of this. Really, let's just delete all of it. Start from scratch. Pages. What's really cool also is that they have the onboarding flow, so when a new user comes on, you can have them walk through like a tutorial. So good. I'm gonna do the utility pages right at the end. Not super important at the moment. Theme later. What's really cool also is you can connect it to your domain, so you could say goodtradedepot.portal.com or gtd.portal or something. And so much audit log stuff that's so good. I'm not going to get sucked into the details. We're just going to start building. My goal for today is to have a way for people to interact and create nested records from a page. I want an Outbound's request page that allows users to select inventory from their inventory on hand and attach it to a outbound request. An outbound is one order that may contain many line items or individual items. We're just going to see if it creates the tables that it needs. I'm giving it one chance, and I hope it surprises me. We can hope, we can dream, we can hope, we can dream. My phone's gonna die. That's okay. We're gonna say a prayer to the AI gods and let it think for a sec. I hope everyone's having a wonderful week so far. How was your Monday? I have low hopes. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience, Softr. My favorite thing to do is also to click around and find out. That's like a whole subsection. Ooh, okay. Vibe coding. Don't love that. I'm apprehensive of vibe coded blocks because if it has to reuse AI every time to use that block, not going to work for me, because the systems underneath, I know, can do the work. So I'm not going to get fussy. Not going to get fussy. The other benefit of Softr is that I think the scalability is better than Airtable for guest user access, because that's $1 a user versus Airtable's like $10 a user. And nobody got money for that. Let's see how it goes. But other cool things is there's the back end of the Softr acts very similar to how websites are designed. Like having containers and being able to put different blocks inside of there. Additionally, it'll be really nice to be able to include payment processing and invoice handling inside of this, because then we can offload one more application. But we'll see. We'll see. I also like being able to do a custom code block so that if I mess around, because then I could go to like Claude or some other form of AI and get it to code really well that one brick, and then that is reusable logic. Hey Matt, how are you? How's the day? How we doing? I'm giving AI one chance to get the outbound requests right, and otherwise I'm gonna dive in. Also, if it takes more than, if we're still sitting here at 7:19, I'm gonna just start doing it, because it shouldn't take this long. It's really not that complex, unfortunately. But I'm gonna take a deep breath. I'm going to let the universe handle this for me. I think it can hear me talking shit. I think that's why it's working so slow. Charts, details. Ooh, chicken wings for the USA game. Expandable. See, with buttons, what would be nice is on the inventory page, being able to show them like it look like pallets or look like like their items, and be able to say add to order, something like that. Form. USA at 8 with a video next to a form would also be super helpful. So there are a lot of really cute things that I could see being helpful, and realistically I just need to take, oops, that's not what I meant. Yeah, I don't believe in this. I also think something cute is that you can put in like the content, like this little, like when people come to your web, this, you can have greeting variants, which are so cute. You can put it in like, Taco Bell, what's your beef? Could be one of the entrances. And you can put variables in there as well. So it could have their name, it could have, you know, whatever, which is so cute. You could also just code what you want it to say up there if you want it to like pull what the latest fun fact is or something. So there's a really, but given that there's so much you could do with it, that also begs the question that Amber's brain goes in 6 directions where it's like, well, I could do everything. Okay, well, bitch, you need to do one thing. Do the one thing. Okay, 7:19. We've given up on AI. They have failed me, and that's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make. Well, what do I want to do? I don't want to leave anyway. Nope. You've lost your chance. Okay, based on the sandbox, we need to build a few things real quickly. Stop this request. Stop this request. Oh, you can't even stop the request. All right, whatever. What's real tough is you can't just get it to stop. And that is super duper annoying. Let's just refresh the page and see what happens. Hee hee. Okay. Let me make a full list of all the tables. Please create. I'm listing out all of the connections of the tables so that I hope that it'll make mock data really nicely. So I don't have to go and make all that. Let's just see. Let's just see. Okay, we're gonna see if this will build some good data. I'm gonna give this one opportunity, and then if that's dumb, then I will start going for it. I have low hopes. Pretty much zero hopes. But we're gonna give it, I'm gonna give it till 7:27, and then I will be just going into it. Because if it takes more than 2 minutes... Yay! Okay. Hey, that saved me at least the amount of time it took me to write it, so that's great. And I'm hoping that they all link quite well. Okay. Company has users. I don't need your AI summary. And pallets. And now we'll get to outbounds. Let's see if I can add someone from here. Nope, gotta go there. Oh. Shocking. Alright, we'll just say Amber. We are... Let's just say that I am a client and Peachy. We link here and outbounds. So users... I don't like that, like, users can create outbounds, but I don't like that it links there, but that's fine for now. Let's just create one more. Just getting a little bit more random stuff and Amber staff. Okay, we've got some dummy data there. Pallets. We need to go create some items. Why is it not letting me do anything here? All right. I don't let Airtable definitely is quicker with the data side. Nice. Palettes, let's create. Let's see. items. Let's do... And all I'm doing right now is just creating dummy data so I have something to look at on another page. Look up based on the palette. I want to see the company. That's got the company. I want to look up based on the company, the users, because I need to be able to see. Now, based on this, it's not pulling through. It's not pulling through their emails, so maybe I need to look up also the emails in here. But if there's multiple users, I guess we wouldn't be able to have like clients and staff at a certain company. I would only be able, maybe I'd be able to like kind of segment into it later, but that's okay. Maybe I need to put 2 users at the same company. Let's do that. Users, palettes, and then maybe I need to do the lookup to nope, that's not what I wanted. Emails, because then I can filter the data, their user portal based on that. Okay, cool. Users, lookup, roles, user emails. Good. Outbounds, palettes. We got some people attached to some things. Palettes have items. Items have now company. What's nice in Airtable as well is you could do multiple lookups and it doesn't like automatic field name based on what you're looking for or like based on what the thing is. So user emails. I don't like that you have to pull everything all the way through, but that's fine. That's fine. Okay, we've got now items, palettes, users, outbounds. So this is where it's going to become a chicken and the egg of user or company. Like, based on the user, do they have access to a limited amount of companies? And they can choose from the companies. Because if I have access to 2 or 3 different clients, for now we're going to act as if there's one client. You're only allowed 1. So All right, we're gonna double dip. I have to remember this is a speed run, so it's like it doesn't matter if I'm just macheting through the forest. It's all gonna be ugly. That's fine. There's definitely something missing here. Main goal of the structure. Reference visibility. See what's needed. Auto deduct inventory when it comes in. Flag when I can't fulfill an order. All of the above, plus being able to link inventory, being able to have client guest users request an outbound, with multiple items attached, and tell us with a master product number I think I'm missing one components table. Do components get reused across multiple Shopify products, or is it products it is reused many to many, which makes it a disaster? I'm proud of myself for just doing this so abundantly ugly and bad, but I'm happy there's progress being made. I think I really need to just do a bunch of like mini sessions to get these client portals built. I wish I had more night shift. I should order it. I'm gonna do that while AI waits. Whee! Where's the variety pack? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna use code Amber20. Wait, I should get a 12 pack. Oh, they're only in 6 packs right now. Oh, haha. I found it. 12 packs. And they have powders now. So cool. 12 packs. Second shift. Second watch. Those are my 3 favorites. Okay, better. Amber 20. $10 off. I'm gonna hide myself now that I'm paying. You guys don't need my home address. The AI is almost done. Oop. In this downtime, you guys should also order night shift. Yay! Okay, it's on its way. I'm not going to show you where from or to. But. Nice. Okay. Sick. Let me close that. All right. We're back on subject. Oops. I'm so excited. Okay. Okay. I like... Banjo, you're okay. You're fine. Maybe not. As you can see, Banjo is very upset that there are leaves falling outside. Hey! Knock it off. Excuse me. Oh. And now it's time for the debarking spray. Oh my gosh. Broken. Well, on to the next. Okay. Classic multi-level BOM problem. Guest picks their own packaging mix. Part of the piece that will actually make or break your build. Yes. Structure that plus where Softr will fight you. Okay. Order requests. Request lines. Picks components directly. No bill of material components. Bill of material lines. Shopify listings. 2 path, stack path, components, bill of material lines, Shopify listings. This is your standard bill junction table where one record listing component pair with a carrying the quantity required. Handles, single pack varieties, and any bundle where the recipe never changes. Dynamic path where they... Let's not try to boil the ocean. Deep breaths. I did like where it was going with... I like that it kind of visualizes this stuff, though. Softr's linked records don't carry extra data like the quantity on their own. A plain link will... These two records are connected. Not 4 units of this many of this. Bill of material lines versus the request lines, not a link field. The trip people up. This trips people up because it feels like this should let you attach the quantity to the link. Agreed. Quantity lives in its own on its own row. Stock math is roll-up chain. Roll-ups don't do well nested. Do I have enough of flavor A on hand for this order? You're summing request lines, quantities grouped by component. Comparing it against components, quantity on hand. That roll-up layer is request lines components. Native roll-ups can do simple sums, and that's fine. If 2 guests submit requests for the last 3 units of that simultaneously, decrement quantity on hand. Workflow double spend. Yes, that is natural. Block submission. The guest form facing is a UX problem. I know it's a UX problem. Oh, Max, you mean this lobster? She's stunning. I sat in a lake for 5 hours, so I am the true lobster here. But happy go America. Shopify sync. That's fine. It's worried about a lot of things that aren't the problem here. Master product, Shopify listings, components. Okay. It needs a bill of materials pathway. But I think that okay, let me read. Strawberry soda gets one bill of material lines row per listing it appears in. So one row. So it would be required that there's 12 necessary in a 12 pack and 3 necessary in a variety pack. The component record, referenced twice, never duplicated. Fuck yeah. This is the whole point of a junction pattern. If you ever find yourself wanting to copy a component record for a second listing, you can reference it. That's the sign your scheme is fighting you. Master product is grouping convenience, not a data source. It should hold quantities or link to the components directly. It just exists so you can say, show me everything under the soda 12-pack line in a report customer facing. All recipe data lives in the listing level. Stock check is going to get a lot simpler because I can since every listing's bill of materials fixed, can I fulfill this order as straight roll up some of the lines for that listing, compare those, no nested roll up of a roll up. Okay, variety pack creation is a one-time test setup, not running process. When you dream of a new combo, create one listing record and 3 new bill of material lines pointing at it. That's fine. The guest-facing side of Shopify is completely standard. They're just picking a variant like any other product. No customer form required. Want to sketch it up? Yes, please. Let's see what they say. I am pleased because this is the first time I've been able to articulate this is items. This is e-com product listings. These feel like the same thing. I think it just needs to be component, like items, bill of materials, master product table. And I haven't been able to connect the two. Components, quantity on hand, bill of material lines. Master product, and the number of listings. And that's where, okay, Shopify, and that's the stuff that comes from their that's going to come from their e-commerce platforms. Bill of materials lines, listing, component. Oh, my AirPods died. Uh-oh. It's doubling up now. Oh, we're back. Bill of material lines can't link to records that don't exist. Yes, populate your flavor components and your listing shells before touching bill of materials lines. Yes. This is the part where I'm like, I don't know if it thinks it's right and it's wrong, or if I'm wrong because I don't know enough. But regardless, I'm glad that it told me we're gonna do bill of materials junction. I'm not good at junction tables, really. Like, nested records, yes, I'm getting better. But junction tables where it maps things together, I get a little back and forth on myself. But I do want to steal this. Banjo, why are we upset? Why are we upset, Mr. Banjos? Are we gonna say hi to everyone? Well, while Claude works. Oh, to Mr. What do we have to say to our friends? You just look so abused. Oh my goodness. You stinky. Back to sleep you go. Back to sleep you go. All right, what does she have to say? What does she have to say? I was right. I was right. Good catch. Which makes me nervous about everything else, but that's fine. Because this is the end of the line of exactly what we need, but the bill of materials, the master item is the connection between all of the recipes of things. But then I'm like, maybe the bill of materials is just kind of like, I think this is wrong too. Like, I think this should be... I think this should be here, and this should be... Excuse me. Whoa. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. I don't think it should be this. I think it should be... Get out of here. Components. This is actually items. This is bill of materials that link to the listing or like the master product data. Oops. I think that should be in it here. And then that could list to... Big news. Big news. Big news, guys. He I might be getting sent some... it is not gonna focus. Anyways, some wine glasses might be on the way. So cool. I love night shift so much. Okay, what recipe? So what do they have? What builds? What kits could it be a part of? How could these kits be sold? What is actually sold? Okay, what do you have? What kits could it be sold into? How many items? How many are required per kit? How could these kits be sold? What is outbound details is what is actually sold. Like these are okay, and then who is it going to? Because this includes that information. So what do you have? How many are required per listing? And then someone buys something on the internet. What was actually sold? And you can't see it behind here, but who is it going to? Yes, I love it. Let's see what it likes. If it likes what I'm thinking. But at least what I could do while I'm doing this is BOM junction. And then let's look at what it was saying. I'm going to say... maybe calling it pack out listings might be smarter. And of course I got like not even a little into Softr, which I think I'm just going to keep going. So anyways, we are up at the hour mark. Thank you so much for coming to Office Hours with Amber. I'll be back again next week. I'm going to continue building because I don't think I've gotten ugly enough. I just need to keep going. But I appreciate you being here. Maybe I arrange the tables like that too. Items. Pack out. So it kind of follows items can be packed out in different ways. What is the recipe of the pack out? Pack outs then go into that can be then the listings are how outbound details are created, and those are attached to the outbound that goes to a person. Yes. Everywhere else in the schema, lookups are the right tool. Here you don't. You want a snapshot of what's true at the moment of sale. If price charged or lookup, the current price, the past order silently shows today price. I don't even really care about that. Well, maybe I will. I already know the answer. I'm going to have it make dummy data for all of that. Feeling calm and focused. Just do it ugly. I want to make a bunch of dummy data so that I can go build one of the pages just to make sure that the buttons click, because that, just like problem solving, a problem well defined is half solved. User interfaces well built in the back end are half built in the front end. So I'm not denying my efforts have been for the right reasons. While this loads, I will be right back. Jump scare. We're back. Okay, that is loaded. I'm not sold on this, and that's why I had to order the night shift, because I got this. Let's see if it'll focus. French kiss with prebiotics. I don't really much care about prebiotics or biotics in general. It had cute packaging, and it got me. And it looks like this. Need night shift. All right, let's do it. Archive and recreate for new listings so that the historical lineup makes sense. I think it's not a problem. Never hard to delete. God bless. One wrinkle in flagging is recipe owner, Shopify facing listing into one table. Versioning the recipe means Shopify variant ID physically moved to a new record. You can't have two live of the same record. That's a real annoyance. Sync mapping. This is actually strongest case for the earlier, I propose separate master product owning BOM and the listing holding shopping IDs. I can't read. When the recipe changes, you only archive the master product. Listing record for Shopify variant never moves at all, which is fine. It just gets repointed to a new master product. Pricing changes don't need archived either. Snapshotting price charge, sold lines, whatever. Archiving becomes a recipe. Make sure nothing in the system resyncs a sold line link after creation. A link should be set once at the moment of sale and left alone. I agree. Which is fine for now, and I think there are workflows to suggest. And honestly, creating like repeatable components actually might be helpful. For pack out instructions, for pallet building, for like almost creating our own internal components. We can then link new item numbers to. It's all coming around. It's just a very complex web of like chicken and the egg shit that I don't love. Also, let's see. I know it looks like I'm staring into your soul. Oops. Exposure comp, let's go down a bit. There we go. I think components is going to solve actually a lot of the problems that our clients are having anyway. Because then they can see the item and the number of batches beneath. Deep breath. Deep breaths. Because what this saying is, everything should revolve around items, and items might live on pallets, but the batches and it's like all connected to that. There's just like Ew. I'm gonna create some more dummy data while we sit here. Let me just have that over here. I'm very close to having the answer, and that's what makes me happy. We have palette lines, that's fine. I'm glad I wasn't far off. I think I just needed to have the ecom components, which I knew I was going to need, and I think I might be able to connect the recipe with the because there's a repeatable logic in like 12 packs, like 24 packs, 12-ounce cans. But it becomes very nested and crazy. Pallets table, items table, batch log table. Okay, let's see if that works. Let's see if that works. Let's see if it works. Mm. Okay. Okay. Items, and items could be so then that's the pack out listings, which would be on e-commerce. And outbound details, let's say on I would want it to just be a request. Okay, I at least have enough data to be able to do something now. I don't love it, but We'll see what it does. Oh, Mom, guess what? We have, oh, shit. We have now a Donna button, almost. Let's see. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. I don't know if you can hear that, but I used your video to make a button. But I'm already in hour 2. This is hour 2 of building my client portal, outbound request stuff, and I'm kind of backwards on myself, but we're just building it ugly, so. Exactly. Hmm. Actions. Actions. You can add actions. Let me move this to the side. Run. Item buttons. Item buttons. Item buttons. Item level buttons. Think. My brain is so backwards. I don't think it's going to get this right, but that's okay. That is okay. We've at least made some headway, and I can work through the data and make some improvements that way anyway. But because it's very nested and weird, I'm going to have to get it super correct before I roll it out, because otherwise people are going to get real upset with me. Thank you, Mom, for the vote of confidence. Actions, item level actions, create, selected workflow in draft mode, edit workflow. Why won't it let me do anything? Testing, test. No record found. That's green. What's wrong here? Finish configuring to test the step. What am I configuring? Open the desired, select current workflow to find the data to send. Open the preview to trigger the test event. Open preview. Open preview. Open, what the fuck is preview? Come back to test your trigger here. Let's find out. It's kind of the chicken and the egg here, it seems. Actions, item buttons. Preview. Maybe that was what the, oh, I see. Preview. Mhm. I did save and refresh that. The test user is testuser@example.com. Okay, let's do that. There we go. Okay. Run. Workflow is in draft. Okay. I'm in preview. Let me preview. Let me preview. Test. Success. Haha. I'm great. Just kidding. Okay. Okay. I tested. Run custom. Let me do it. Create outbound request. Requested by. Maybe I have to just create what it's actually looking for. That's silly. Details. Oh. I didn't actually create the data that goes in between them. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Outbound details still listing. Item. That has all of that. What the fuck? That's fine. I see. It's creating the outbound and then creating the details to go in the outbound. Ooh, I like that you can add notes. That's nice. Really, I think it's just going to request a form because this doesn't make a ton of sense. Benja, why are we so upset? Finish configuring to test the next step. Configuring what? Okay. We're creating a new one. I also don't think that's right. Branches. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I love this. I love this. Whoa. That's awesome. I'm so confused. There might be a circumstance where I might have to come back to this next week. I think I've used most of my beans to realize that we need a component table. Maybe I can just... I want to see how limited I can be in Softr. Please help. Let's just see if that works without me saying all that stuff. Okay. I think cognitively I am declining. But I made a lot of progress in terms of the schema that I think... Yeah, that just gave me the craziest response. So I think I am done for the day. Exactly, Mom. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was our outbound request form. But lots of good progress made, at least generally. I don't know when this is gonna go off, but thank you so much for being here. I will see you next Monday. I will chit chat with you later. Bye.